A question asked of me by so many financial advisors is, how was MK Financial Planning Limited so successful? In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of MK Financial Planning success, along with 3 tips for success for you. I'll also include my epiphany story on how we got started and why Mark Knight sometimes refers to himself in the third party. Just kidding about that last one. Hi, I'm Mark Knight from MK Financial Planning Ltd, and in this short video I'm going to share a brief story of MK Financial Planning's roots and 3 killer tips that helped me become one of the top financial advisors in the UK everywhere I worked, and helped me achieve a high 6-figure income. You can see in the background, this side or this side, 2 of my 3 awards. Now these awards are given from a software company called ClickFunnels. Each award is given to me for achieving over 1 million from a sales funnel in my financial service firm. The tips I'll share today are some of the ways I made this happen. Okay, a little bit about Mark Knight. There I go again. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a club. My name is Mark Knight and I am a financial advisor. Well, I was until early 2021. In 2005, I was awarded a Star Performer weekend away from the bank I was working in as a top performing financial advisor. We were off to Dublin, and as it was my first trip to the Emerald Isles, I was really excited. But what I didn't realise was that this trip was about to change my life and my family's lives and give birth to MK Financial Planning Limited. Now before I go on, this is a bonus tip. Part of connecting in a deep and meaningful way is having the ability to create stories like this. This is my story about the birth of MK Financial Planning Limited. Where was I? Oh yes, off to Dublin. It was a great weekend and I met a couple of guys there who were financial advisors in the bank, and they told me that actually the last working day at the bank was the Monday we flew back into Blighty, and that they'd been on garden leave over the last month. Now this was really interesting on a few levels. First, they were both successful within the bank, otherwise they wouldn't have been there on the trip with me. Second, they were both leaving the bank at the same time. And third, they were on garden leave. Now the reason why that one is odd is because usually garden leave nullifies awards and commissions and bonuses, but here they were. For anyone who isn't sure what garden leave is, when you hand your notice in some professions, you're asked to leave the office immediately, get out the door type thing. We did what any group of normal lads would do in Dublin. We drank lots of Guinness and they answered all my questions. But the answers left me with more questions. One important one was actually the reason why I set up MK Financial Planning Limited. This was the issue. The bank owned their own life company. They told me that the bank were overcharging their clients by roughly 30%. Then they went on to explain that if a client came into the bank for let's say life cover, and the price was maybe £50 per month, if that same customer went to an independent advisor for a quote with the exact same company, everything the same, it would be 30% cheaper. Now that didn't make any sense to me, and I'm sure it doesn't make any sense to you. How could the bank get away with ripping their clients off? Well, guess what I did? Within hours of touching down in the UK, I tested it. I compared a quote from my bank laptop to a quote from an independent advisor. All the details were the same. The life company was the same, the sum assured was the same, but the costs were 30% lower through the independent advisor. You know when you're shocked and concerned and confused and excited all at the same time? You know, it doesn't happen very often, but this was one of those rabbit in the headlight moments. I couldn't, in all good conscience, continue with the bank. It was unfair. So I did what any self-respecting person would do. I handed in my notice and set up my own independent company. MK Financial Planning Limited was born. Okay, so part of the bonus tip is to create your own epiphany story. You'd also notice I included a hero story in there too, and this is what all good Hollywood films have. The story is 100% true. Now that story is much fuller than I would explain to a client, but it shows the client that I have morals. I think clients like that, and so it's a story I would use a lot, particularly in the rapport part of meetings. And I also started sending out as part of my homework videos that I sent to clients pre-meeting. Most of us have an epiphany story, and it's really sensible to get it down on paper so you can fine-tune it, so you can bring it out as and when it's needed, and you will know when to use it. Why not let me know in the comments your epiphany? Long or short, I don't mind. I'll check them all out. Okay, so here is Mark Knight of MK Financial Planning Ltd's first official tip. See what I did there? Specificity. One of my American coaches told me about how when his son hurt his arm, he took him to a specific doctor over another. Now that doctor charged more, but he was a specialist in that field. MK Financial Planning Ltd was a specialist in the field of pensions. We gained 6,000 clients and over 400 5-star reviews in a 16-year period. And I went on to get 3 Two Comma Club awards for sales funnels, more than any other financial advisor in the world. When you specialize, you can create systems and processes that are scalable. And the amount of times I see financial advisors trying to do Facebook ads and them not working or working too well, it's just off the charts. The thing is, if they work too well, you end up having no time to deal with them. So it's a waste of time. So don't run before you can walk. MK Financial Planning Ltd's second tip, systems and processes. Before I understood how to employ these properly, I kind of assumed our close rate was around 80%, maybe a little bit higher. All my figures were based around this, but as soon as I got a coach who showed me the light, I realized that the close rate at MK Financial Planning Ltd was more like 50, 55, 60%. Big difference. Systemizing everything allowed me to work part-time in the end. In Mark Knight's final year at MK Financial Planning Ltd, he only worked 2 days per week. Okay, I have to stop doing that. MK Financial Planning Ltd's third tip. Get a business coach who has done what you want to do. Great example for me, Mark Knight, was in the early days of MK Financial Planning Ltd. I kept seeing clients who were investing money and buying property. And I kept getting FOMO. So I bought a plot of land, built a house and sold it and made 30k profit. But it took 2 years and I had a psychopath as a builder who just kept lying to me. Then I bought a block of flats to develop and lost 20k. At this point, I realised I didn't know what I was doing, so I paid £20,000 for training and coaching. Within a few years, I had £1 million property portfolio, put my teeth in, and each of my properties were netting me 40% return on investment, which is amazing. Then I did the same with my business, and my life improved. My income skyrocketed and my hours plummeted. And then I did the same with my online business, and the same thing happened. So that is my story of who MK Financial Planning Ltd is and how it grew so well. If you haven't already joined my Facebook group for financial advisors get more clients, please head on over now. The link is in the description below. It's where I add tips every now and again from me, Mark Knight, on how to get leads more consistently and how to become the go-to person in your field. I really hope you enjoyed my story, and don't forget to share yours, but for now, goodbye.